ADG, GJM, MPS. Now, like I've mentioned in the question based analogy, just go by the positions of these letters. So if you see A, first look at all the first letters, right? A is number 1, G is number 7, and M is 13. So what do you see? Plus 6, 1 plus 6 is 7, 7 plus 6 is 13. So this also ideally should be plus 6, 13 plus 6, 13 plus 6 is 19. And what is the 19th letter? S. So the answer should start with S. Yes, all the options here start with S. So I think we'll have to go for second position then. D is 4, J is 10, and P is 16. Again you see plus 6, right? 4 plus 6, 10, 10 plus 6, 16. So 16 plus 6, 22. The next position should be 22. What is 22? V. So SV, option C eliminated, option D eliminated. And quickly look at the last one. G is 7, M is 13, and S is 19. So 7 plus 6, 13, 13 plus 6, 19, 19 plus 6, 25. 19 plus 6, 25. What is the 25th letter? Y. So SVY, option B would be the answer. Right? Look at the next one. This is a number series based question. Very interesting. It says 3, 10, 101 and question mark. So what comes in place of question mark? I think I could get the logic in like 5 seconds when I saw this question first, and I'm sure most of you were also able to do the same, except one or two. Like I can see Purvika mentioning that I do not know the answer for second one. Logic is like that. I mean, you may or may not get it. So never spend too much time on such questions. If you're able to crack it in the first 15-20 seconds, well and good. Otherwise, just move to the next one. Now the idea here is this: 3 squared plus 1 is 10. Similarly, 10 squared plus 1 is 101. You're getting it? 10 is 3 squared plus 1. 101 is 10 squared plus 1. So question mark should be what? 101 squared plus 1. 101 squared plus 1. And what is 101 squared plus 1? What is 101 squared? It will be 10,101 plus 1, 10,000. Sorry, 10,201. 10,201 plus 1, 10,202. Right? Sorry, 10,202. I'm sorry. Option C. So option C, 10202 would be the answer. Arrange the given words in a meaningful order. Right? So like ascending or descending or increasing, decreasing kind of order there. But what do you mean by ascending or descending in words like tree, seed, flower, fruit, plant? Maybe the stages of growth, right? So the words here are like tree, seed, flower, fruit, plant. Now tell me, what does it start with? If you look at these words, you know that they're like different stages of the life cycle of a fruit, right? So what do you think it starts with? It starts with the seed, right? First, what we sow is seed. So number 2, right? Seed. Then what do we get out of seed? Do we get a tree immediately? No. Do we get a flower? No. Do we get a fruit? No. What we get first is a plant. Seed gives a plant, right? Then what comes next? So just try and eliminate options. Don't try to do the whole thing there, right? You know that it should start with seed, number 2 first, followed by a plant. Seed will not give a flower or fruit or tree immediately, right? It will give a plant. What is small is a plant. So 2 and 5. Look at the options. A, B and D gets eliminated. So 2, 5. And then just check if the sequence makes sense. Seed, plant, then we have tree, we have flower, and we have fruit. Yeah. Looks good, right? We get a seed. From a seed we get a plant. From a plant we get a tree. The tree gives a flower, and the flower then bears a fruit. So option C is the correct one. Okay. Identify the odd one out in the following questions. Now first one, you see violet, blue, green and white. Well, most of you have marked the answer as option D. I also think it should be D, and clear reasons are that, you know, basically I mean, like some of you have said that it's not a rainbow color, then it is not a part of the you know, this category called Vibgyor, right? Here you know what these colors are, right? These are like colors that that come in the rainbow based on their wavelength. These are put in this order. So violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. Okay, so white is not a part of this, and like somebody has mentioned, white is a primary color. Well, I don't know what exactly is that, but clear and simple answer is option D, white. Now look at second one. The words here are harmless, guilty, innocent and fearless. I think most of you have got option B as the answer, and I also think answer should be option B. I think a couple of you have marked harmless as well, but looks like guilty is the answer. And I think one solid reason that one of you pointed out is that harmless, innocent, and fearless are all characteristics. Guilty is not a characteristic. Like one is harmless by nature, right? One is innocent by nature, one is fearless by nature, but you can't be guilty by nature. I mean, you can be guilty for some reason, but you can't be guilty in general that way, right? So I think guilty is the odd one there. Okay. Other reasons pointed out were that guilty is a negative word, and harmless, innocent, and fearless are all positive words. So different ways of looking at it, but guilty is the answer. Now, third one, based on numbers here, we have to find out the odd one. It says 44, 66, 132, 300. While all of you have marked 300 as the answer with different reasons, but I think the right reason here is that the first three options are multiples of 11. This is 11 times 4, 11 times 6, and this is 11 times 12, while 300 is not a multiple of 11. One interesting reason that we had got from one of you is that, one of you had marked 132 as the answer. And the reasoning was 44 has got the same digit repeating, 66 has got the same digit 6 repeating, and 300 has got the digit 0 repeating here. But that's not as strong as a reason when compared to the multiples, right? The multiples of 11 that we have talked about. So I think 300 is the correct answer for this one. And look at the last one. Now, this is something where again you need to be, you need to know about these words, right? It is like the question that we have solved an analogy, right? Quack is to duck, so neigh is related to what? So there, if you don't know what those words mean, you will not be able to answer. Here again, if you do not know what these terms exactly mean here, it will be difficult to answer. Now, if you kind of Google and find out, you will realize that all the options A, C, and D are caused due to bacteria. These are all bacterial infections, right? Be it diphtheria or whooping cough or encephalitis, except cataract. So I think option B is the odd one there. All right. I'll be very honest. I had no clue about the answer for this one. I also had to Google and find it out. So the point that I would like to make here is, when you are solving these questions or attempting these questions in the exam, if you do not have any clue about what these words mean, just skip and move to the next one. Don't spend your precious time in trying to find out what could be the reason and waste your time there. Okay. You either know the answer to these questions or you do not know the answer. Right? Maybe in questions like the first one here, where there are simple colors used, you may have to think a little bit, because you know all these words. It's just that you have to classify them based on a common property or a characteristic. Similarly, you know the meaning of these words. So here maybe you will spend some time trying to find out what could be the odd one. But here, when you do not even know the meanings, no point in wasting your time there.